step into a new realm. Welcome to Realms of Healing with your host, Akashic Intuitive, Gabriel Llhewellyn-Ari.
Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in to this show here today. My name is Gabriel Llhewellyn-Ari, and wow, it is our launch day of Realms Radio. It just feels so good. It really, to be perfectly honest with all of you, it is really a dream come true. This has been in my consciousness for so long, and just putting it all together and listening to, the live streams this morning and having, seeing people's comments on Facebook. Gosh, it's just come full circle, and I am so excited to be of loving and encouraging service in whatever way that I'm to be for you, not just as a radio show host, but also as a fellow human, awakening the planet, doing his part in raising the consciousness and the vibration of everyone, really, and knowing that every person whom I affect, their consciousness is changed, and my consciousness makes a difference, and their consciousness makes a difference, and so even if it's just me, changing someone's mind about something that maybe they hadn't had a lot of information about before. Wow, that's great right there. So anyways, I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that I'm feeling really excited. I'm feeling really proud. As some of you may know, this station has gone through quite a tumultuous start, and that's part of the reason that I'm here today, is that I wanted to have this first recording really be about the starting of Realms Radio. I definitely have a lot of information about myself that I also want to share, which will probably be in another show. But this first show on this day, 11/11/11, I wanted to tell the story of Realms Radio, which I invite you to sit back, relax, get a cup of tea, get cozy in your chair that you always sit in, and learn about Realms Radio and how this vision came to be manifested. So, beginning back all the way, probably 4 years ago or so, I was living in Minnesota, beautiful state of Minnesota, and I had started going to a church, actually. I'd started going to a metaphysical church. It was called Unity Christ Church in Golden Valley, Minnesota, with Reverend Pat. If you're listening, Reverend Pat, I love you. And I would go to these services, and I had never ever been to any services like this in the past. I left feeling so full of inspiration, so full of possibility, so full of a grand magnitude of remembering that I am spirit, and that therefore I have all of the different qualities that spirit has. And so, of course, when I would get out of the service, I didn't want it to end. I just could have been there all day. And so what I would do when I would get in my car is I began to put on music. And I didn't just put on any music. I had seen a lot of movies like The Secret and listened to powerful teachers like Esther and Jerry Hicks talk about raising your vibration and doing things to facilitate my continued expansion or continued remembrance, really, of my own innate divine truth, which is I am God, and so are you. And I had started to realize that my music selections had been a little bit negative to some extent, but I also loved a lot of music with a positive message. And then I started to gravitate ever so surely to just listening to music that uplifted me. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take myself on a diet of music that has a message that is a low frequency, and I'm only going to listen to music that is high vibrational. So I began to do that, and I started to notice after the services that I felt like my spirit would continue to be elated throughout the entire day. So I thought, you know, I want to share this. I want other people who are going to this church to experience what I'm experiencing after the incredible, powerful message, then to be reminded of these innate truths again in song, which is so moving. So what I started to prepare for was to make some CDs, to make some very professional CDs, and it was actually called, the CD that I was going to make was called Music for a New Earth, because the music that I was listening to at the time, and now too, I guess, just was evocative of that. It was evocative of the new direction that humanity is heading in, and that I can align myself with that as well. So what transpired with the CDs was that I discovered that, unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, there was quite a bit of copywriting issues that I couldn't really seem to get around without paying a lot of money. And I didn't want to do this to make money. I just wanted to share the music. And the music that I was really enjoying after the services was, you know, top 40 kind of music, artists by Celine Dion, Carrie Underwood, and people like that. So I after I had that perceived failure of I really can't move forward with this, I started to think about other possibilities, and I thought, wow, you know, just casually I thought, well, what if I just started a radio station? What if I just started a place where people could just tune in? They didn't need to buy a CD. They didn't need to, you know, do something other than to just tune in. And I thought, oh, that's a cool idea. You know, I could call it Music for a New Earth, and, you know, what have you, or Radio for a New Earth, I think I even thought of at the time. And so I really just sort of casually had this in the back of my mind. And so, you know, my life progressed, and I moved out to California, and, you know, things changed, and I still was wanting to work on this radio station, and I didn't know what I was doing at all. And do we ever know what we're doing? No. So I started to put my brain together, and I said, okay, so I want to start a station. You know, I don't just want to, you know, have my own show. And nothing was really coming. And then what happened was someone, a friend of a friend, who had met me, she actually had her own radio show. And it wasn't shortly after I moved out here to California that she said that she invited me onto her show and said, hey, would you like to be a guest speaker on my show? I said, of course. So I went on her show. It's the station on Blog Talk Radio is the Love More Project. And I went on the Love More Project radio hour, to talk about, of all things, unicorns. And so I talked with her about that, and we kind of immediately hit it off. Right away after that, she asked me if I was interested in hosting my own show. And considering where I was in Minnesota, when I was thinking about, having my own, or not necessarily having my own show, but having my own station, I thought, well, that could be good practice in case I ever get a talk show. And I like to talk, and, I think I have something to say that people might want to hear. And so I said yes. Of course. And so we started a show, and the show was called The Healing Perspective, and it was a nutrition-based show, really delving into my personal passion for health and wellness, and exploring other avenues, less traditional and really less known paths for healing the physical body, which was really, really great. I really got to share some wonderful information on there. Again, you can check that out at if you go to blogtalkradio.com and just look up the Lovemore Project, and my show is called The Healing Perspective. So through the course of that show, I started to feel a little bit claustrophobic. I started to feel like I had to run everything by this other person, and nothing wrong with that. But I was really feeling constrained and wanted some more freedom. And so that's when I kind of decided that, you know what? Remember that station that we were thinking about, last year? What if we had talk shows on it? I could have a talk show on it. That would be cool. I know how to do that, and I could have inspirational music. I don't know of a radio station that does that. So I thought, you know what? I want to do that. So then, of course, the universe was right there with me, saying, giving me a big push forward, because actually, the girl who Megan, who did the Lovemore Project, actually asked me to end my show. So I thought, wow, this is perfect. Like, the universe is like, okay, Gabe, you have something bigger than just a show. You have something bigger inside you than just one show, and that's just yours. You have so much more to offer. So I really took that as a sign that I was to really move forward with my dreams, and allow this dream really to be dreamt through me, and just kind of surrender to whatever this dream needed, and just do the physical action steps of whatever that entailed. So then I really started to move forward with Realms Radio, and I found a broadcasting company, and this was early last year, and I had decided to sign up with them, and it was just going to be music to start, because I didn't know anyone that wanted their own show, and I didn't even think I was ready for that. So I said, yes, I'll sign up with you. So I signed the contracts and everything, and then what happened was I couldn't figure out how to upload my music, and there was just all these technicalities, and I was working a lot at the time, and at a job, and just didn't really have the energy for it. And so I kind of felt like I just had to put my dreams on hold. And so what happened was the broadcasting account accrued, month after month, because shortly thereafter, after I agreed, I actually lost my job the last day of last year. So I really didn't know what to do, or I felt completely out of place, and really feeling like the universe was giving up on me. And although I knew different, that's just how I was feeling. So then I really had some major epiphanies after I lost my job. And that was that again, this message was coming through, is that I have so much more to offer than just working at a job for me right now. And it's not, no judgment on anyone else who has a job. Hey, I'm totally in support of that, and jobs are great, and they definitely provided incredible possibilities for people. So I did feel like, for me personally, that Spirit was saying, Gabe, have some faith in me, have some faith in us, have some faith in all of the help that you have, both in the real world, or in the physical world, and and in the spiritual world. And it was saying, you don't need a job right now. Spirit, everything that encompasses Spirit will support you, and we will give you everything you need to move forward and create some of these things. And so I said, okay. I will be the vessel. I will do it. And what transpired was Realms Radio was the first thing to come up. That dream that I had two or so years before this said, it's my time. Now is the time. So I really began to start seriously, probably for the first time, start seriously thinking about having a radio station. What would that mean? What did I want it to look like? What feel did I want it to have? Did I want there to be talk shows? Did I not want there to be talk shows? What kind of music? And what I came to was that I wanted, again, the kind of going back to the roots of when I first was at the church and listening to music afterwards. I wanted that feeling. I wanted to present that feeling of utter and sheer inspiration and pure divine harmony to all of the listeners, whether it be a talk show, whether it be music, whether it be anything on Realms Radio. That is the mission. And to create a platform, a place where anyone could come 24 hours a day to get that, to get the feeling that I got after being in church, listening to the music, feeling my spirit just soar. That's what I wanted to give people. So, with that, I began work. I began work on Realms Radio all by myself. I remember feeling so afraid. Like, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know how to start a radio station. I have no idea how to upload music. I don't know how to get show hosts. I don't know the first thing about sales or marketing. I don't know any of it. And when I would get still, when I would meditate, Spirit and life, really the universe, just said, just keep going. Just keep asking. Just keep moving forward. And I promise you, this will happen. And so that's when I really learned probably one of the most powerful things of my life was I learned about surrender. I learned that I could let go. That I didn't have to know how. That I didn't have to know I didn't have to know the route from here to New York City. But if I have headlights to see just enough in front of me, just the next step, just the next place to turn. And if I have a map, I can get there. I don't need to see where I'm going. In fact, if I knew all the little turns and everywhere I needed to turn to get from here to New York City, it would be so overwhelming I wouldn't even want to go in the first place. Do you see what I'm saying? You hear me? Is that in our lives we are creatures who really are meant to trust our intuition, to trust our own innate feelings about what we are to do, and then to do it. We need to have intuitions. We need to create space. We need to create quiet. so that our own intuitions can be fully heard. And then we can go out and take action. And when we can marry those two together, divine guidance with inspired action, we've pretty much become unstoppable. And so that's probably the main thing that the main life lesson that I learned with this is to be still, surrender to whatever is, and then do whatever that voice says. And so I began to do that. I began to really move forward. I began to, on my days off, work on Realms Radio, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was talking to radio experts, and I began to realize the enormity of my own vision. And I began to realize that this vision was so grand. It was so grand that I couldn't possibly complete everything that needed to be done. I just couldn't. Humanly, it wasn't even possible. Excuse me. And that's when I realized that I really needed help. I needed physical help. Have plenty of spiritual help and so grateful for that, but I needed physical help. And so I said, universe, God, life, everything. If you want this to happen, if you want this Realms Radio thing to happen, if you want this to come to be, I'll do it. Like, you can sign me up. I will do it. I need help. I need help here. I kind of put my foot down to the universe. I was like, you need to show up. Like, you need to bring me people who are great, who can help me, that have this same vision that I do, that want to create this new earth in this particular way, and I'll do the work too. I'll still do my work, but I need some help. I need some help here, universe. You got to help me. And I just left it at that. and anytime I was feeling a little bit scared or a little bit overwhelmed, that's kind of just what I would say. I was like, universe, if you want this to happen, like, you need to show up. And you need to show up in this way. So, it wasn't too long after I started kind of putting my foot down to the universe, which is something I do a lot, and I would highly recommend, is that people started messaging me. People started saying, hey, I'm interested in a radio show, out of the blue. Or, people that knew that I was interested in starting this. And it wasn't a couple weeks really after I was really committed to this vision of this happening with other people helping me, that Tana Newberry messaged me, and she had known me from working with the Lovemore Project. We had never actually met. I don't even think we had ever talked on the phone, but we had both kind of done separate shows and just knew each other and were friends on Facebook. And she just kind of casually said, hey, like, I hear you're doing this Realms Radio thing. It's so cool. I want to help you any way I can. And so I called her up immediately. It was like, this is the person I've been waiting for. This is the person that I have been calling in. I knew it. My intuition was so strong. It's like, I know she's going to be crucial in creating this station. So then what transpired with her after that was a committed and really beautiful partnership that we had, almost like a married couple. Tana's partner often makes references to that, which is really funny. So when she came in, I really found not only just a partner, but a very intelligent person who had a lot of great strengths in the areas that maybe I was a little bit lower in. Not lower. I was a little bit working on, or I was just working on those areas, and we could learn from each other. And so what transpired with Tana was it really started to take off then. I saw her excitement, and I saw her passion, I saw her enthusiasm, and it reignited my own. And so moving forward, we started to really create how we're going to set up the station. And she had some very practical tools and steps that needed to be done. That was really great for me. You know, me being an airy Aquarius has all these dreams and visions, and then, you know, when it actually comes down to doing it, it's like, oh yeah, I have to do that? Wait. And Tana was really great at getting me to be like, okay, Gabe, come on, like, we gotta focus on launching. I know you have all those ideas, but we gotta focus on launching. Oh yeah, right, okay. And then I focused my attention. So that was something great that I really learned from her, is to just be grounded and do what's in front of me. And so moving forward, we started to have conferences, and we started to have things where people could tune in and or not tune in. Blah. People could call into our conference call, and they could hear all about Realms Radio. We began talking to a bunch of people about it, and people started to get really interested, and we started to have people, you know, say, hey, I want to be a show host. Like, I have this idea, and I want to take it to the next level. I want to be a part of something big. And we said, yes, absolutely. And so, you know, we signed some show hosts on, and, you know, we have some incredible show hosts right now. We have the gorgeous and fabulous Anushi Asta with Angels of Atlantis, her show. We have the incredible Lizzie B. Love with her show Bridging Heaven and Earth. We have Megan Shannon, who has a show Wild Amazon Spirit, all about sacred ayahuasca journeys. And we have Katie Lyons Leach, who does shows on the fairies with her show Elemental Wisdom, and we have Catherine Michaels, of course, who does dream interpretations on her show Wake Up, and we also actually have many more who haven't confirmed a lot of their show titles and things like that. But these are the definite show hosts as of right now, as we're launching, who are completely ready, and so it just got really beautiful, because we started to, you know, make intros and outros for people and do all those little things, you know, that we needed to do, and it started to feel really real. And we were being very busy. I had just devoted pretty much my life to this. You know, I wasn't working. I was just doing this. I was just focusing on this, almost all of my energy on this. You know, 10 hours a day here. You know, just like completely immersed in this creation, and I noticed that our launch date was very, very quickly approaching, and, you know, I did my best to prepare everything for the launch and get everything up and running and all this stuff, and, you know, paying all the monies and everything, and to our broadcaster. And what happened was quite peculiar. Was that 2 days before we launched, actually, our broadcaster, we had major issues with our broadcaster, like so much so that they said, I don't think, like, there's no way you're going to be able to launch. There's no way you're going to be able to launch on 11/11/11. I'm sorry, like, there just isn't. That you're going to have to wait. And feeling so defeated, feeling like I was a failure, feeling like I had let so many people down, feeling like I was a loser, really. You know, I was really battling that, and, you know, I let myself feel that for a little bit, and then I picked myself up and I said, you know what, Gabe? Do you want to launch on 11/11/11? If so, you can create that. You can create that, Gabe. Do you want, like, do you want that? You know, the inner light of God that is you, Gabe, is unlimited, and it's you. It's in you. That unlimited power, that unlimited creative force is right here within me. It's in there. And so, you know, there's nothing from without that matters. It's not money. It's not, you know, broadcasters. It's not anything. What matters is that you remember that connection is there, and that it never goes away. And when I remember that connection, when I remember that is my source, and that is my only source, and that is within me, everything I need, everything I even think I need, easily comes to me. So when I remembered that, I was like, you know what? I actually do want to launch on 11/11/11. I'm committed to that. So I said, you know what? Universe, we are launching on 11/11/11. I did some rituals. I had all of our amazing show hosts participate in their own way. I called up the people on Facebook to pray, because prayer works, people. If that's one thing you don't know or you don't believe in, trust me. When you ask other people to pray for you about something, its energy is incredibly increased, even just one other person. But if there's a lot of people praying for you, miracles can happen. And so I called that in, and I said, I want to launch on 11/11. I want to launch Friday morning. This is what I want, universe. I'm ready. I'll stay up all night. I'll do whatever I need to do to get this to happen. And so I did that. Pretty much, because I had to essentially find a whole new broadcaster. I had to learn a whole new program and get a station up and running in less than 24 hours. Actually, less than about 20 hours. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I don't care what it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. I want this to happen. I'm going to do everything in my power to foresee this to happen. And you know what? If it doesn't happen, I'm okay with that. I'm going to let it go. But in the meantime, I'm going to take as much action as possible and just do whatever it takes to get this done. So I did. I did whatever it took. Which meant going with a different broadcaster for now. And I was able to create a station. I was able to get this up and running the well before actually 11 a.m. on 11/11/11. And the beauty is that the universe is supporting us completely. Just absolutely completely. And I had a really magical experience, because I know this somehow correlates, but I feel like I want to talk about it just briefly here. And so one thing that happened yesterday was that I wasn't quite sure how I was going to be paying for some of the services, because some of our money from Realms Radio had gone to other things, and it had gone to paying off these debts from the old station, and that we no longer were going to be with right now. And so I was like, I don't really know what to do. And yesterday, I will tell you this in complete and utter honesty. I went to look at my bank account, or the bank account for Realms Radio, and there was a lot of extra money in there. And I'm not going to say how much, but my point is that there's unforeseen things that happen that we don't understand. I have no idea how that money got in there. It doesn't show up on my statements as me depositing it or coming out of another account or anything. It just magically had, in a short amount of time, 24 hours, had all this extra money for everything I needed. Everything I needed to launch the station, every single thing for it to happen. And so I realized in this moment, or I realized in that moment, that I really am God. And I can create anything. And if it's meant to be, if it's in alignment with the world and it's in alignment with everyone else, it's going to happen. It can't not. So, yes. So that is the story of Realms Radio and how it came to be. And now we are here on 11/11/11. I'm here this day, 11/11/11, here recording this, and you're hearing this right now. And it happened. I want to tell you, it happened because I made it happen. And you did too, for everyone else who prayed and was intending and sending blessings. We actually created this station. We started this. So I wanna actually leave you now. I'm not gonna actually go a full hour. I was planning on going about a half an hour, but I went a little bit over, which is okay. I want to actually leave you now just with the remembrance that whatever there is in your life, whatever dreams are in your heart, whatever visions you keep seeing, whatever life keeps pulling you to do, I want to actually be living proof to you right now that is absolutely possible. And of course, yes, it's scary, and of course, nobody says it's going to be easy, and of course, it's going to take work. But it is possible. It is so possible. And the dreams that you have, the things that are coming to you for you to express your vision and your dreams in this world are so crucial. They're such a crucial part of this world and this new earth. And that your consciousness makes a difference. And the consciousness that those consciousnesses that you affect make such a difference. Makes such a difference in the whole of the world that it is imperative. It is imperative that you really begin to step up now. You begin to step up and really claim your truth. Claim who you are, what you're here to do, and how you're going to do it. And it really just begins with that. It begins with a commitment. A sincere commitment to do whatever it takes. To ask the universe for help. To really, I like to just say demand the universe for some help, and then let go. That's all you need to do. You just need to let go, and then take inspired action, and really your dreams will come true. It's really that easy, It's not that complicated, There's nothing that really can't happen with some big dreams and some hard work. That's how every single successful person, or successful in quotations, every person that feels successful, that's what they do. They have dreams, and they don't know how they're going to do it, and they go out there and they work. They wake up at 7 or 5:30 a.m. and they don't go to bed until 11, and they're working, and pretty soon they have something to show. They have something to give to someone else. They have something to share with the world. So let this be a testament for your own personal aspirations in life, that and I'm not saying I'm this guru who knows how to do that. I'm still learning that myself too. But what I do know is that now anything is possible. I believe that for myself. I know that this is really kind of the beginning of my dreams and manifesting them. And I have many more that, of course, will come to fruition now that I have this system, I guess, of how to do it. And so I want to just empower you that you living your dreams really makes a difference in the world, and that really you are the one that can say to yourself yes or no. So what do you say? What do you say? Do you say yes? Or do you say no? Or maybe, I don't know right now, which is just fine. So with that, I leave you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Realms Radio. I bless you with love and prosperity and gratitude for you being a listener, and for tuning in to Realms Radio, where we really are creating a new earth. Blessings, namaste, and so much love to you. Bye-bye.